Thanks for joining us, Chief Cameron. You're calling on Premier Moe to close the Saskatchewan borders. Have you been in contact with the Premier?
Well, we've been exchanging some texts for sure, some communication, and they are actually the Sask Party is going to be having an update here sometime this afternoon here in Saskatchewan. So we'll see what they say and what they decide. I'm sure they're looking out for the best interests of all of our people too.
Yeah. Well, and the Prime Minister was asked about closing all provincial borders this morning. He said that it would be discussed in a conversation with premiers tonight. You support, why do you support the shutdown of the provincial borders?
Well, first of all, the fact is there are hundreds and maybe even thousands of people that are unknowingly spreading this invisible enemy that we're battling with, COVID-19. And that's reality. And if we all don't do our part to limit it or decrease it or even stop the chance of it spreading, I think we're in a lot of big trouble. So I think we all have I know we all have a part to play in this. And as First Nation elected leaders, parents, grandparents, we all have a part, and it's just stay home. We can only travel when necessary for essential items, obviously. But we also have many members out there that are out of our province, out of our First Nations. So we'll give them time to come home for sure.
How many of the 74 First Nations you represent have closed their borders, and who gets in and out of these places?
I think we're sitting at about 10 right now, if not more. And what we're talking about is they've set up security at the entrances of their First Nation. I stopped at one this afternoon just to see what was going on. Sure enough, they stopped me and they said, "Who are you?" And just making sure people are being safe. They're coming in and out of our community. That was a good sign. But we need to do more of that for sure.
How prepared are First Nations for the pandemic?
Well, I will say this, Melissa, and to all the viewers out there, for many of us who have been taught and we listen to our knowledge keepers. We have knowledge keepers that have been telling us for decades, Melissa, that one day the First Nation people, we will have to go back to the way life was before any houses were built, before any settler or government arrived on these lands. We hunted, we fished, we trapped, we gathered. In our word, it's called Wagotuin, our relationship with the land. And perhaps this may be one of those times where First Nation people, we will have to go back off the land, live off the land.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. I appreciate you sharing that. Thanks for taking time out of your day to join us today.
Thank you, Melissa. Let's all stay safe and stay healthy.